Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your authority and convert with ease. Today's tip is, hold it. Today's question is it worth starting a podcast for your business? I get to talk to a lot of business owners in my free 15-minute coaching calls. They've found me and have reached out because they know the value of talking to a coach and don't want to waste time. They're thinking of starting a podcast for their business. Some of them have already been on OPP, other people's podcasts, and thought it was pretty fun. They've even gotten some business out of that appearance. So they know the value of it. So they're wondering if starting their own podcast is a good business decision. The answer is, drumroll please, wait for it, maybe. Timing is everything, and it totally depends on where you are in your business. So when should you and when shouldn't you start a podcast? Here is the big question in figuring that out. Are you actually a business? I'm not being smug here.
You are being smug.
Oh, I guess I am. Have you met me? What I mean by that is, are you making money or are you still at the idea stage of your business? Do you have systems in place to deal with community engagement, leads, and sales? You want to be in business before you start using podcasting as a marketing tool. Here are 3 key reasons why this is important. Number 1, podcasting takes time and or money. If you take on podcasting as a marketing tool, you are signing up for about 4 to 5 hours per week of work for a weekly podcast. Or you will need to have support like a producer, an editor, or show notes writer, which costs money. So if you are not already in business, podcasting is going to take time and resources away from critical steps in building your business. Now, if you have a big team and money to burn, then go for it. Start your podcast as you build your business. The number 2 reason it's important to be in business before you start your podcast is podcasting is most effective when it's intentional. There are a lot of brand building benefits to podcasting. Increase your visibility, your reach, your authority, your SEO, and boost the know, like, and trust factor as you grow your community. But podcasting is most effective when you can use it to guide your listener along a customer journey. What I mean by that is having something beyond the podcast to help them get the results they're looking for. This usually means you have a place for them to transform from listener to lead to customer. If you don't have your business ducks in a row, it's pretty hard to be intentional with your podcast. And the third thing to consider here is podcasting isn't instant coffee. You can't just start and expect a jolt to your business. This isn't Folgers Crystals here. I have to remind people all the time that podcasting is a long game, usually a year before you see the big benefits. So if you need sales today, you need to advertise or network or run a promotional campaign. How about an ad in the telephone book, huh? Yeah? Try that. Not start a podcast. Podcasting delivers amazing results for people if they stick with it. Yes, it helps with SEO over time. Yes, it helps you generate leads, grow your authority, and makes sales easier over time. Now, there is one instant thing that comes with having a podcast, and that's authority. Just having a podcast does look good. I mean, come on, take a look at me. And it looks even better if the podcast sounds good and serves your listener. But the longer your show's been around, the better the authority is. In other words, your authority grows over time. So has this helped? Let me ask you that question again. Is it worth starting a podcast for your business? Hell yeah! If you have a business. And if you have the time and or the resources to do it right. And if you know what you want your podcast to do for your business. Then the answer is yes. It is worth starting a podcast for your business to use as a marketing tool. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Okay, Did you pass the test? Is it time for you to start a podcast for your business? Listen to episode 77 for my quick tips on how to start a podcast right. Or book a free 15-minute call with me to find out how I can help get you from concept to casting. Just visit podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Wahlberg. See ya!